The Leicester College transition programme was put together to really overcome the barriers that young people have in transferring from schools into further education. We believed at the college that these young people sometimes were unable to understand what they were going to embark upon at the college and really unsure about their futures and had all sorts of vulnerabilities around that transfer. So what we wanted to do was really put together a programme that would be engaging and exciting for them, and at the same time start to enable them to overcome those barriers and see their future and start to feel what it would be like to be a part of the college. In terms of the length of time from leaving school to starting at college, 3 months is a long time for a young person, and actually they start to think about all those things that become significant in terms of who will be teaching them, where will I be going, what will I be doing, who will my friends be, and those things grow and grow over the summer period, and then those become the real barriers and the real obstacles for them to make that progression into further education. So by putting on this programme, we were able to break down those barriers, to engage with the learners, to let them start to see actually what it'd be like to come to the college and allay those fears, so that over the summer, when they actually approached the point at which they would be coming to the college, they would feel confident and able to engage. The key lessons that we learnt from this programme is that we needed to identify the learners that would really benefit from the programme. So this was really about looking at learners on an individual, case-by-case focus to say who were really the people that would benefit. We were able to identify learners at level 1, level 2 and level 3 that we thought were vulnerable and we thought would benefit from this transition programme. In actual fact, the lessons learnt from that were that the level 3 learners were able to make that transition without this programme. That they almost elected themselves out of the programme and didn't participate. But when we look back now at our statistics of who's enrolled, we can see that those level 3 learners have made that transition and they're here now at the college and studying with us. The more vulnerable learners were those at level 1 and level 2, and some entry level learners actually as well. And what we learnt also is that these learners had made a choice. They perhaps wanted to go into a particular area for a September start for a programme. When they came onto the transition programme, we were able to offer them a variety of activities that would allow them to engage in lots of different curriculum areas and really to give them an informed choice about where they were going, what it would be like and what it would really mean to them. Through that process, an additional thing we learned was that these learners actually didn't really know in the first instance what they wanted to do, that they were perhaps choosing things that were to do with what their parents had done or what somebody they knew had done. Perhaps mum was a hairdresser, so they thought they would be a hairdresser, this type of thing. But then by engaging in different curriculum areas and exploring other opportunities, they began to realise that actually that wasn't for them, that they were about something else. So there were two parts really to this transition programme. There was the gaining of the skills and the confidence enabling them to progress, but also the learning about the different vocations that were available to them and what suited them. The key learning from this programme is around looking at and developing the partnership with schools, really having a collaborative approach to support these learners to enable them to engage with the programme. This programme was sitting really between the students leaving school and engaging with the college and coming to the college, and so we all have a responsibility in ensuring that they're able to make that transition into this programme. So that's the first part. The second part is to do with the collaboration of internal stakeholders at the college and really thinking about who is going to deliver these programmes. Do they really understand who these learners are? What access to data have they got about those learners? How will they have a learning profile for those learners who actually they haven't met before? So what information needs to come from the schools in order to allow them to do that as well? So there's those two aspects, and then the third aspect really is about reflective practice, for the teachers teaching, for those organising this transition programme, to really look back and think about, well, what are the key elements that have worked? What can we learn from it? Who were the learners? Looking at them at an individual level and saying, what were the barriers for those individuals and how did we overcome those barriers? How did they respond and what were their reflections on engagement with the programme as well?